Good evening and welcome back trackside once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the Velocity Online Racing IndyCar League heads off into Auto Club Speedway to start season number 3. That's right, round 136 drivers here tonight on track. Having a little bit of technical issues. We're going to try to get those things worked on out as the final few seconds here in happy hour wind down. We'll get set to go. Qualifying here in about another 30 seconds. We'll see who can snatch the pole in the first race of the season here for Velocity Online Racing's California 300, presented by our IndyCar Racing League subreddit. IndyCar Racing League here on the iRacing.com platform. Do want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you joining us here tonight. How you doing? How you feeling, race fans? As always, I am Darkside Dave in the Cave, bringing you all the calls from trackside here as we get set to head off into qualifying. Who can walk away with the pole position today? There you see the race sponsor for tonight's California 300 here at Auto Club Speedway. Look to see who's out there on track. Got a few drivers out there. Let's jump out with a fresh face here. Tyler Bloom out there on his up to speed lap. So let's see what Tyler's doing out there on this very large, wide open track here in California. Things have seemed to quiet themselves down on the technical side of things, so looks like everything's good. Last season's champion out there on track, the number 1 of Julian Altena out there on his up to speed laps. We'll have to keep an eye on him, see where he shakes out. Go ahead and throw up some of the qualifying information for you right there across the bottom of your screen. Multiple drivers out there on track, upwards of 10 or 15 drivers already out trying to put down their fast times. Nobody crossing the line just yet. Looks like we may be on board with the driver to put in the first time lap. Yes, it is Tyler Bloom going to go first now, all the way back to third as Julian Altena takes over the top spot on the provisional pole right now. Nobody having anything to do with him. We'll lock in on a little different view. Let you ride along with us here. Throw up a little bit of the information for you. There you see last time by 33.412 for Tyler Bloom. Julian Altena with a 33.10. Good showing out of the rookies here. Top 5, top 7 right now for 2 of the rookies. Another rookie right there, third now, as the drivers get shuffled back just a little bit through the qualifying order. We'll take a look back there now with Michael Jeffries as he's out on his time lap as well. Craig Forsyth, Jimmy Hetrick, Powell Rodriguez out on his time lap. Matt Houston on his time lap as well. Chris Scala. Christian Alacio out there on his time lap as well. We'll check in with that 81 here in just a moment. We're watching Michael Jeffries head down the back stretch, slotting in 16th for his first time lap. We're 3 minutes in to this 10-minute qualifying session here for Velocity Online Racing. Drivers laying down the fast times. Going to cross the stripe for the second time. Where does Jeffrey shake out? He improves, but only good enough for 13th. So let's jump out there, see who else is out there. Let's go back here with Christopher Kresge as he's on his first time lap here. Going to cross the line this time by. Where's Kresge going to slot in? Looks like he's going to jump all the way up into the 16th spot with his first time lap. Does anybody have anything for the man at the top with the provisional pole right now? Julian Altena sitting at the top of the speed charts. Quick time, 33.10. Back out of turns 3 and 4. Christopher Kresge going to cross the line, cutting the apron there, crossing the stripe. Where does Kresge go? Can he improve that 17th spot? No, he doesn't. Let's jump back, take a look at this driver right here, Christian Alacio, out there on his time laps. Let's see where he shakes in. 13th with his first time lap, coming through 3 and 4 this time by. Off of turn 4, back through the tri-oval, crossing the stripe. Alessio gonna go 13th, does not improve with his time lap. Jamie Jenkins out there in the 2 machine, gonna slot in 18th. Let's see who else is out there. Looks like Luis Nunez out on track, driver in that 11 machine last year. Had a good run there in the final race of the season. See if Luis can mirror that last outing of his. 33 drivers on the speed charts, just 2 yet to qualify here as we get closer and closer to the halfway point here tonight. Nunez going to cross the line first time by. Let's see, where did he shake down? Where did he slot in? Top 5 right now on the speed charts for Nunez. But does he have anything for Alton out up there? He's got to make up 400ths. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but it is an awful lot. Gonna cut the apron here right next to that grass. Crossing the stripe. Can Nunez improve? No! Not going to improve. Falls pace just a little bit. We'll see if anybody else is out there on track, and doesn't look like we have any other drivers out there on track as Nunez brings his car to a slow. That's going to bring us to a brief little bit of a break here. About halfway through this qualifying session for the Velocity Online Racing League here on the iRacing.com. With that being said, looks like we've got about 4 minutes left, so we're going to break away from the track, pay a few bills, head back trackside for the national anthem. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Jets flying over, you know what that means, race fans. It's time to go back. Green flag racing here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Let's see who's got what it takes to put it in victory lane for the first time in the new year, new season 2021, season 3, round 1 for Velocity Online Racing here in the California 300, presented by our IndyCar Racing League. Who will get the job done tonight, walking away with the pole position, starting inside row number 1, the one of Julian Altena. Starting just to his outside, the 66 of Matt Houston. Robert Sadler going to line up inside row number 2, just to his outside, Caleb Smith. Luis Nunez and Oscar Gonzalez line up in row number 3. Row number 4, Dakota Damage and Dave Stedman. Rounding out the top 5 as the field rolls off, there you see Craig Forsyth, Jamie Jakins, and Isaac Morse round out the field tonight. We'll see if these little bugs don't go away here. We'll have to take a brief commercial break. Think everything will settle itself on down, settle itself on out here, though. Give it just a brief moment. Drivers all getting off of pit road, all gridded up. There you see, starting to make its way back to normal. There you see, sometimes iRacing having a little bit of fit, but you know, that's how it is sometimes on the internet with things of that nature here. So we'll see if we can't get the timing and scoring all back uploaded for you here in just a brief moment. But field makes their way down the backstretch for the first time here tonight, side by side, getting ready to kick off tonight's California 300. There you see a little bit more of those issues coming back. We'll see if we can't get that worked out, race fans. Trying to get it all fixed up, figured out here for you. Looks like all the numbers looking right. So we'll try to get through this here just another way. There you go. We'll get rid of that for just a brief moment. Try to run down this race here. Your race leader, Julian Altena, takes the green flag on the outside. There you see him down, making some laps now, starting tonight's race already with a big-time breakaway. Look at the massive amount of cars out there on track right now. Lap number 1, and now drivers beginning to fight for positions as your race leader has already made it down the backstretch. There you can see Altena with a foe in tow. And it looks like the gremlins just seem to keep coming back here, so we're going to have to try to figure this out here in just a brief moment. We do apologize. Looks like we do have an issue on track. Looks like there is a few drivers with a moment, so looks like caution flag may be flying. We're going to break away here for just a brief commercial break, try to take care of these technical issues. Don't go anywhere. Bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
And still trying to work out all the issues in the background here, but still Julian Altena at the front of the field as they run right now. All 36 drivers still out there on track, trying to at least bring you at least the radio audio play here from the track side. Looks like things slowly starting to calm back down. It just looks like a little bit of connection issues with the server going on here for a few drivers out there tonight. So not just myself here with some issues, but we're going to continue on soldiering on. How it is how it is sometimes. So we'll continue to try to fix this, get everything brought to you the way it should be here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. As you hear the race officials in the background, caution flag flies for the first time here tonight. That's going to bring the field to a crawl. We'll see if we can't get things worked out, see if we can't figure out what's going on a little bit more here. So bear with us as we ride around the track here under caution tonight. Still trying to work things out, still trying to get everything together. Julian Altena has led the entire race tonight. Trying to work through everything, work through all the issues, everything that it could possibly be. We're slowly knocking everything on out the way. Looks like we're about right where everything should be. So slowly going to be able to bring things back trackside to you here. Do appreciate each and every one of you sticking with us, toughing it out there on the YouTube side of things. I do apologize. Sometimes that's just how things go. Sometimes that is how it is. You know what I mean? Drivers still out there now. Looks like Julian Altena going to bring the field down pit road for the first stop in season number 3 for the Velocity Online Racing League here on the iRacing.com field down and on to pit road. Still some pop-up gremlins going on here in the background, so we'll still try to get that figured out and worked out. Still trying hard here. Got the entire production van out there getting everything they can, trying to get it all figured out, trying to get it all sorted out. We'll see how it all goes here in just a moment. Looks like slowly beginning to get some more thumbs up here, so we'll continue trying to get things worked out and figured out for you here. And there you can hear some of the audio issues cutting out in and out still, so connection with the server just not up to par right now. So we're going to break away for just another brief commercial break. Then we'll head back trackside as soon as we possibly can here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. As I said, race fans, do apologize, but we will be right back. In back trackside, looks like things slowly starting to go the way we need them here. We'll try to check in on a few things, double check, make sure everything is working correctly. We do apologize here for all the mishaps and misfortunes going on here tonight for race number 1 in season number 3 for Velocity Online Racing's California 300, presented by our IndyCar Racing League. Julian Altina continues to lead the field here. Matt Houston just behind him. Luis Nunez in third. Oscar Gonzalez running fourth. Victor Santos in fifth. Maxi Stang right there in sixth. Oscar Fredrickson Thomas right behind him. Robert Sadler running in the ninth position. Lewis Woodall rounds out your top 10. There you see the running order off to the left-hand side of the screen, and it looks like slowly but surely, race fans, we have got things back to the way they need to be. So there you go, back to the action track side. We do apologize about that, and David in the chat, if that's your opinion, I do apologize. Sometimes technical issues do happen, but if that's the way you feel, have at it, my man. Anyways, trackside still rolling at the front of the field. Your back-to-back-to-back season champion, your pole sitter here in tonight's California 300. Julian Altina still leading the field, has about a 0.6 of a second race advantage, and caution flag flies once again here now for the second time tonight at Auto Club. So as these drivers come to a crawl and catch up to the back of the pace car, do want to mention something a little bit different here in the Velocity Online Racing season number 3. Such a big series, such a great series, such a sought-after series that you have got to qualify your way into a race. After the first 3 races, driver points will set the field for drivers that are locked in. So very, very important that these drivers get out there on track, get the track time, the seat time, in order to put their cars, their machines, in the best place for themselves as well as the team. Some of the drivers out there missing tonight's race, do appreciate you checking in over there on the YouTube side of things. Let's see if we can't find one of our biggest movers of the race so far. Let's see, Evan Coleman's up. I believe that is 20 places from where he started tonight's race. So Coleman with a solid first handful of laps. We're working lap 24 out of the 150 scheduled in the official race distance. We do appreciate each and every one of you sticking it out here tonight through all the little bit of hiccups, mishaps, and issues going on technically back in the background. Do appreciate all the people back there in the production van, the trailer, getting everything sorted out, figured out, and worked out in a very timely manner. We do appreciate them working behind the scenes very hard, as they do week in and week out. Speaking of working hard behind the scenes, how about behind the wheel? The man at the front of the field, he has led the entire race so far. And if you keep in mind, if you remember, race fans, this driver also led multiple laps in the season finale here in season number 2, right here at Auto Club Speedway, looking to back that run on up with another great showing here in round number 1 of season 3 for Velocity Online Racing. You're watching the California 300, presented by our IndyCar iRacing League. Drivers slowly making their way back around the track. will get the lights out this time by. That means it's 1 to go. Time to go back. Green flag racing this time around. We've still got quite a few laps to go here tonight at Auto Club Speedway for Velocity Online Racing's California 300, presented by our IndyCar iRacing League. Multiple-time series champion, your pole sitter, the one of Julian Altena, has control of the field. Matt Houston lines up just behind him. Third place, Luis Gonzalez Nunez sitting right there, trying to capitalize on some big moves through the field so far here tonight. Victor Santos right there in fourth. Oscar Gonzalez rounds out your top five. Looks like we do have a few drivers that unfortunately may be out of tonight's race. Looks like Christian Jasper, Bart Feuerstein out of the race, as well as Tony Patty out of the race. Few other drivers down there on pit road. Isaac Morris, Craig Forsyth, looks like Caleb Smith also down there on pit road. Dakota also on pit road. John Christensen also still down there servicing the car as Altena gets ready to go back to the green flag. Ford Mustang pace car ducking off. War set to go back. Green flag racing, ladies and gentlemen. Green flags in the air, and away we go once again here at Auto Club Speedway. Altena leads this long train of cars down into turn one. Nobody even close. Nobody in the vicinity. Not even going to have a chance. Matt Houston right there in the dirty air sitting in the second spot. There you can find Luis Gonzalez just behind him. Victor Santos right there in that bright yellow machine. There you see him coming up through the field, trying to make a few more positions as your top four have stepped away. Battle just behind them. Maxi Stang as well as Oscar Gonzalez. Side-by-side battle right there through the triangle, crossing the stripe for the sixth spot. We do have a few more battles out there on track. Multiple battles, as a matter of fact, all the way back through your top 20. Looks like Alex Van de Sande making a pass right now. Oscar Gonzalez making a pass on Maxi's stand. Van de Sande passing Lewis Woodall that last time by. Stedman making a pass on Robert Sadler as well. So multiple drivers making their way up through the field, trying to make some passes, as now Gonzalez looks to try to work over Santos. Three-car battle right here. Santos, Stang, Gonzalez. Who's going to take the fourth spot? Looks like it's going to go into the hands of Gonzalez right now. Meanwhile, back at the front of the field, let's get back to the battle for the race lead, because here comes Houston. He's all over that rear wing of Altena. Altena trying to work that dirty air, give a little bit of aero push, but not having any of it. Going to the top side goes Houston, trying to make that high side work for him. Not going to be able to do so just yet. He'll continue trying to run down Julian right now. Here comes Luis Nunez looking to the inside, looking to make it three wide for a brief moment. Thought better of it. He falls back in line just behind Houston. Top three have now broke away. They've got themselves a 2.1 second race advantage over Oscar Gonzalez sitting in the fourth spot. Still a heavy battle going on for the fifth and sixth position. Victor Santos and Maxi Stang going at it lap after lap here. We're still trying to look at all the battles going on track here, because you've got Chad Lurdy. He's battling here for position with Dave Stedman just behind them. Lewis Woodall making a pass on Powell Rodriguez. Christopher Kresge right there trying to make up some time, make some positions. Alex Van de Sande, there you see him looking to the outside. This is all the way back in the 21st position. So as I already said and alluded to, ladies and gentlemen, there are battles all over this racetrack. We'll jump back at the front here as Altena leads the field back off of turn number 2. Down the back stretch, weaving, bobbing, trying to make up some ground. Houston looking for a way around Altena. Kresge making his way up and around Jimmy Hetrick. So Jimmy Herrick losing the 21st position. Houston passing Altena for P1. Now here comes Altena back to the front of the field. Kresge making a pass on Michael Jeffries for P20 right now. So multiple drivers still making their way up through the field. And I tell you what, there is just action all over this racetrack, race fans. Hard to clue in and zone in on one great battle because there are small great battles all over this speedway right now. This three-car battle up at the front involving Julian Altena, Matt Houston, and Luis Nunez. Hugging that white line is Altena, and you gotta wonder how long he can keep it pinned down there on the bottom. How long before those tires start to give just a little bit. As Houston gonna take the lead for just a brief moment. There you see him leading by a nose going through 1 and 2. He's gonna give up a little bit of ground as Altena comes flying off of turn number 2. Drag race down the backstretch. New race leader on the outside. And that race first sponsored Dallara IR18. Matt Houston trying to take that top spot away, not able to do so, looking to cross over, dropping to the bottom this time. Looking to put Altena up on the high line, back to the front. New race leader in hand and secure this time. No fight back out of Altena. Matt Houston goes to the race lead. Looking through some more of the timing and scoring. Gonna jump back through the field. Battle going on here around the 20th spot. Let's jump back here around where Christopher Kresge, Dave Stedman, and Michael Jeffries all battling for position right now. That's 19th, 20th, 21st. Just behind them, Chris Scala running in the 22nd position. There you see driver of that 22 machine trying to hunt down Stedman and take over that top 20 spot. Good hard race battle back here at the back of the field for a spot in the top 20. Michael Jeffries looks to the inside of Stedman, trying to make the pass. Not going to work just yet. Well, that battle continues to rage on. We'll take another look back up at the front real quick, because there you can see it. Matt Houston, man, oh man, he is all alone, opening up a big gap. The gap upwards almost now about 1 second over Julian Altena. So Altena losing a little bit of ground, losing a little bit of time to your new race leader, Matt Houston. Altena gonna be back in the second spot. The 11 of Luis Nunez right there in third. Oscar Gonzalez in fourth. And Maxi Stang round out your top 10. Small gaps beginning to develop through the field. We'll go back here with this battle slowly starting to develop between Jamie Jenkins and Oscar Fredrickson just in front of him. That's about a 0.3 of a second gap. Fredrickson all over Victor Santos. Santos running in that 7th position right now. Small little battle right here. We've got another small battle just behind them between Robert Sadler, Tyler Bloom, and Chad Lurdy. More battles on track after that. You got Evan Coleman, Shane Coogan right here battling for position as well. Further back through the field, Alex Van der Sant running in the 17th position, just a few tenths in front of Gary Godso. Christopher Kresge, Dave Stedman, and Michael Jeffries round out your top 21. There you see Jeffries trying to make it work on the bottom. Can he put that 22 up in the top 20? Yes, he does. Completes the pass off of turn number 4. He's going to be in the top 20 now. Set his sights in on the back of Christopher Kresge. Let's see if he can't drive that machine on up there and close the gap at the front. Speaking of at the front, let's go back to this battle going on right here because Oscar Fredrickson has made his way up and around Victor Santos. Santos is struggling right now. And with that being said, why don't we jump down trackside with one of our onboard cameras here. Let's go on board with the driver of that 20 machine, Victor Santos. Do have multiple drivers out there allowing us to put little cameras on their helmets here to bring us some great onboard camera shots. We're riding with the 20 of Victor Santos right now. Let's go a little bit further up through the field onto our pole sitter, your past champion Julian Altina right there, the one machine, his onboard camera shot as he tries to chase back down Matt Houston running in the front. Right now, Houston taking the race lead a handful of laps ago, not looking back, actually increasing the race, increasing the gap, and steadily trying to pull away, but Altina not letting him quite get as far as maybe Houston would like. Back a little bit further through the field, driver of the 59, a rookie here, Lewis Woodall right here running in the 16th spot, looking to try to make a pass on Alex Van de Sande right there and put himself into the top 15. Do have one more driver back there with an onboard camera. Nick DeGroot right there, driver of the 89 machine out of Florida, running in the 21st position, trying to see if he can break his way and find a way up inside the top 10 as we continue green flag racing here at Auto Club Speedway in the California 300, presented by our IndyCar iRacing League here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. If you haven't known about it, if you haven't tried it yet, I suggest you get a hold of one of these things. A lot cheaper to wad up one of these machines if there's something you want to drive, something you've always wanted to try out. I promise you, iRacing will not let you down, whether it's the asphalt, road, dirt, or even rally. They've got it all laser scanned for precision. Physics are phenomenal. Promise you, need to go on and check out iRacing.com. Continuing to watch Nick DeGroot trying to make his way back up through the field, so we'll jump up here with a battle going on here. We've got 3-4 cars, make it almost 5. Battling for position right here. Alex Van de Sande just behind Paul Rodriguez, who is chasing down Chad Lurdy. Looks like Sadler losing a position to Tyler B. Bloom cracking into the top 10 for the first time here tonight and looking for more. Rodriguez getting passed by multiple drivers here. Gonna have Van de Sande right on his rear wing here in just a few moments as Lurdy makes his way to the outside. Do want to check back in at the front of the field. Julian Altina still running in the second spot. Your race leader, Matt Houston, doing away with him at about lap, I would say, was somewhere around lap 33 or so. Not looking back. Has been Houston out there setting the pace lap after lap. Your race leaders mirror lap times. Your top 3 all with a 33.91 that last time by. Let's see where everybody shakes out this time. Looks like Altina with the fastest time out of your top 3. Your leader actually the slowest out of the top 3, 33.70 for your race leader, 33.60 for Altina. And there you can actually see some of these drivers slowly making their way back into the picture. Oscar Gonzalez starting to make his appearance on the scene and running in that 4th spot. Maxi Stang, he's slowly closing the distance on Gonzalez as well, so we may just have ourselves a 5-car battle here in the next handful of laps. And we haven't mentioned it yet, race fans. These drivers were all to pit road on lap number 16. That is a long time ago, upwards of 30 laps ago. These drivers it can go quite a long time on fuel, but how much are you willing to let go of those tires? As we watch the front of the field, your race leader, Matt Houston, Julian Altina make their way up and around some lap traffic. Looks like Jimmy Herrick gonna go a one lap down. Herrick going to be scored the first car off of the lead lap in the lucky dog position. Matt Houston still maintaining the top spot as he's got Altina right there chasing him down. And lap traffic has brought Altina. He is there. Dive to the bottom in turn 3 for the race lead. Will he have enough to clear him? Washing up through the center of 3 and 4 to the high side. Back to the point. And oh my goodness, Nunez almost into that outside wall. Robert Sadler brings his machine to pit road. That looks like it is not a scheduled stop. Sadler on pit road for a very long time, so 3 laps ago bringing his machine to pit road, so falling way off the pace now after some hard contact with the wall. Looks like Sadler's going to be on pit road fixing his machine for quite some time. Back at the front of the field, though, Julian Altina has took the race lead back once again, and he continues to try to put more cars one lap down. Marcus Hudson sitting as the last car on the lead lap, driver of the 48 machine running in the 21st spot. There you can see timing and scoring still scrolling across the screen, and that just lets you know these drivers are absolutely pounding it out there. Altina with a 0.4 of a second race advantage, but they are all over some of the back markers here. Marcus Hudson, Nick DeGroot gonna be the next victim on the list. Then a little bit of a gap, a little bit more breathing room for Dave Stedman, Michael Jeffries, Christopher Kresge is, oh my goodness, very close racing there off of turn number 2. For a back marker in your race leader, Altina gonna make some evasive maneuvers, drop to the bottom, and he'll set his sights on the back end of DeGroot next. There you go, finally making the pass. Your top 2 now making your top 3, all making their way by Marcus Hudson. As Matt Houston falling off the pace just a little bit here late in the goings on this green flag run. Houston was able to charge to the front, take away the race lead from Altina, but now sliding back on the track, back into the 3rd spot. Looks like we've got more drivers with some scheduled pit stops underway. Jamie Jenkins down onto pit road. He's going to bring his 2 machine in for some service. This may very well just be the one and only stop here for Jenkins. More drivers to pit road, this time by Tyler Bloom brings his machine to pit road, so look for more drivers to try to cover up these undercut attempts. Chad Lurdy on the pit road as well. So it looks like a few of these drivers as we reach about a third of the way through the race, and Altina peels off the racetrack. He's going to bring his machine to pit road. That's going to put Nunez into the top spot. Luis Nunez now takes over the race lead as the only driver out of your top 10 to pit that time by was your race leader, Julian Altina. And we've got to think he's thinking undercut here. He's going to try to stretch some advantage. When will the rest of the field come? They're going to be giving up a lot of time to Altina. And here you see Luis Nunez slow on the track. He's going to bring it to pit road. Houston as well as Gonzalez bring it to pit road. Maxie Stang going to stay out on track. Thomas Gessler right there now running in the 2nd position. He stays out on track as well as Oscar Fredrickson Looks like Lewis Woodall, Alex Van de Sant, as well as Paul Rodriguez. Shane Coogan going to stay out on track. Gary Godso moving up, staying out on track. Christopher Kresge also bypasses pit road. Dave Stedman stays out, as well as Nick DeGroot. Your top 11 drivers all staying out on track. Some of them have been to pit road long time ago. Some of them going to pit road for the first time here tonight. Your race leader staying out on track. As second and third both come to pit road. Gessler and Fredrickson to pit road. That's going to leave Woodall, Van de Sant, Rodriguez, and Coonan still out there on track. We'll take a look back here through the field. What has happened to Julian Altena? Altena being scored off the lead lap. Looking through timing and scoring, not seeing any penalties issued to Altena. Very interesting to see how this is all gonna shake out. Altena being scored, the first car one lap down. We have got quite a bit of house cleaning to go through for you here. We'll wait until the green flag cycle of pit stops gets done and over with, and we get all that sorted on out. Looks like Maxie Stang as well as Dave Stedman to pit road that time by your race leader now. Lewis Woodall, rookie, leading a few laps here tonight, trying to grab a point or two by leading a lap. He was on to pit road on lap number 23, as well as Alex Van de Sant. Shane Coogan staying out on track for quite some time, as it looks like Paul Rodriguez and Gary Godso both to pit road this time by, so they'll get 4 fresh Firestones and try to get up there and take away a few more spots as we continue this long stretch of green flag racing here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Do want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you joining us, tuning in here tonight. Whether you're the fan, a friend, or family, casual viewer, we do appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside, Dave of the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 Racing headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in each and every time as we continue green flag pit stops here. Lap number 62 out of the 150 scheduled in the official race distance. Lewis Woodall, the rookie, stays out on track as Alex Van de Sant. He's going to go ahead, break away, bring his machine down to pit road for his pit stop, his service for tires and fuel. Nick DeGroot staying out on track. Your top 3 still yet to pit. And trying to look through timing and scoring. And something must have happened to Altena, because he is still 1 lap down and he is way off of the pace right now. Luis Nunez looks like he's going to be the driver to benefit from the green flag pit stops. He looks like he's going to be the driver to take over the eventual race lead after the green flag pit stops. Your top 2, Lewis Woodall and Christopher Kresge, yet to come to pit road. Here is a battle, though, on track. There you see Nunez trying to make his way by a few of these drivers as Woodall and Kresge both come to pit road. And my, oh my, we'll back it up here, see if we can't see what has happened to Julian Altena. We'll see if he was not hit with some type of pit road penalty, see if the pit road police may have taxed him here early in season number 3. And I am not seeing any penalties issued here for the driver of that one machine, so not quite sure what happened to Altena. But Altena way behind. Your race leader now running back, mired in traffic, mired through the field, running in the 18th position, 1 lap down, and not even the first car 1 lap down. Back at the front of the field, the man on the screen up at the front, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, has control of the field and has control of this race. 4.5 second race advantage over Matt Houston. Maxie staying right there in third place. Thomas Gessler in fourth. Oscar Gonzalez rounds out your top 5. Oscar Fredrickson, Tyler Bloom, Jamie Jenkins, Alex Van DeSant, Shane Coogan round out your top 10. Scratch that. Coogan gets passed by Jeffries. We'll take a look at this battle going on as the 22 sticks the bottom, makes the pass, moves in to the top 10, up through the field after a great pit stop. He's looking to take advantage of those fresher tires. He stayed out a little bit longer than some of the drivers that he's trying to run down, and we'll see how he goes here for the rest of the race. Coogan getting his way back by Jeffries as he slides back into that 10th spot. Oh no, sounded like a little bit of contact with the wall somewhere on the track. Not seeing any incidents right now though, as this is pretty much one of your closest battles on track. This one right here, battle for the top, battle for a top 10, the last top 10 spot. Heavily sought after position, heavily battled on track right now between Shane Coogan and Michael Jeffries. Jeffries looking to the inside, not going to be able to make the pass just yet. He's going to fall back behind Coogan, try to do it here in another lap or so. My, race fans, what a torrent pace. We have had a set of green flag pit stops after 2 early cautions here tonight at Auto Club Speedway for the California 300, presented by our IndyCar iRacing League here in Velocity Online Racing on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Gonna go ahead and go through a little bit of house cleaning as we close in on the halfway point here tonight. 36 drivers took to the track. Only 33 made tonight's race. Drivers not making the field here tonight include Christian Jasper, Tony Patty, and Bart Feurenstein not making it to the race. Multiple other drivers fallen victim to some early incidents. That leaves us with only 23 drivers left out there on track and only 20 drivers left on the lead lap. Marcus Hudson, last car on the lead lap, sitting in the 20th position, and Jim Herrick right there, first car 1 lap down, running in the 21st position. Looking through timing and scoring, slowly starting to see a battle develop right here between Paul Rodriguez and Dave Stedman. Stedman trying to make his way up to him, but just a little bit off pace. And sorry, that is actually a battle between Victor Santos and Paul Rodriguez. 14th and 15th on track. Stedman right there in the background. Stedman is a 1 lap down. Julian Alton now running in the 17th position after some trouble on pit road. Still being scored 1 lap down as we close in on the halfway point here tonight in the California 300. Drivers still packed up, as it looks like one driver making his way to pit road. Michael Jeffries already down to pit road, so the fuel window may have opened up for him and his team. They may very well just be making their last stop here at Auto Club Speedway in round number 1 in season number 3 for the Velocity Online Racing on iRacing.com here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't already, race fans, throw these drivers thumbs up. Lets them know you appreciate all the great racing action they're giving you out there on track. Still side-by-side battle going on here between Victor Santos and Paul Rodriguez. Rodriguez looking to the inside now. He's going to take that spot away, going to move into the 13th position and trying to follow suit right on through. Driver off the pace just a little bit. I say off the pace, but there you see Nunez making his way by Santos. And that's going to leave us with just 13 drivers left on the lead lap now, as Victor Santos being passed by your race leader, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, putting down a very, very fast pace as of right now. That time by 34:20 for your race leader. So as we continue green flag running, we'll go through a little bit of your running order here as they are on track. Let's see how it all shakes out. Luis Gonzalez Nunez, there you see him sitting, and that top spot has made his way around some very stiff competition and up inside the top spot for about the last 20 laps or so. So heck of a job out there by the 11 and his entire crew. Driver sitting back there in the second spot. There you can see him from Team Race Verse. Matt Houston sitting in a pretty spot, sitting in a podium position right now as they run. A driver of the 93, there you see him, Maxie Stang, 19 years old, trying to put it on the podium for his first race here with Velocity Online Racing, and doing a good job of it. Has Thomas Gessler just behind him in the 18 machine. Gessler trying to get up there and trying to take away a spot from the podium, as Oscar Gonzalez right there. There you see him, driver last in the top 5, running in the 5th position. 28 car driver trying to make his way up through the field, but not having very much success because he's got Oscar Fredrickson right there on him, trying to go to the inside, and Fredrickson gonna make the pass, take over the last spot inside the top 5. Drivers just behind them. There you can see Tyler Bloom, driver of that 69 machine, slowly making his way on the scene, trying for a top 5 here tonight. Driver of the 2, Jamie Jenkins, running strong up inside the top 10, sitting in the 8th position as they are right now. Just behind him, driver of the 17 machine, Alex Van Desant, running strong out of Zionsville, Indiana, doing a great job out there tonight, slotted in that top 10 in the 9th position. And rounding out your top 10 in your running order as they are on track, Shane Coogan, driver out of Indianapolis, Indiana, sitting as the last driver in the top 10. So heck of a job by all the drivers as they run now, but will that be the finishing order? I would venture to say no. Gonna jump back at the front, because here you can see Oscar Fredrickson. He's got Oscar Gonzalez all over him. It's a battle of the Oscars as they head back into turn number 1. Fredrickson with the high side. That's going to put a little bit of air across that nose cone of Gonzalez. Gonzalez going to wash up the track just a little bit, and just behind them, you can see more drivers battling. Tyler Bloom, Jamie Jenkins. Drivers continuing this long green flag run here as your race leader, Luis Nunez, continues to try to put multiple drivers down a lap. We have got now just 13 drivers left on the lead lap, and Nunez looking to put Rodriguez down a lap as well. Looking back through the field, trying to see if we've got any more battles on track, and it looks like Maxi Stang slowly making his way up and into a battle for the second spot. It looks like he's trying to close the distance right there on Matt Houston. That will be for the second and third position, so who's going to walk away with that top spot? Looks like we've got green flag pit cycle underway. Once again, Oscar Gonzalez bringing his machine down to pit road for what very well may be the final stop of the race for him and his crew. We'll continue to see if anybody else comes down pit road this time by. Doesn't look like anybody's going to come down this time by, so we'll continue the green flag racing up at the front of the field. Maxie Strong still trying to chase down Houston. And I tell you what, I like that livery there on Maxie Stang's machine. That's a nice little shout out to Ferrari right there. I like that, looking pretty. Christopher Kresge, driver of the 16 machine, looks like he's having a little bit of trouble, but slowly being able to close in on the back of Nick de Groot. Keep in mind, Nick de Groot was very close to going one lap down there at the end of that first green flag pit cycle. Will he be able to keep the momentum and keep himself and his machine out in front of your race leader, who is just behind them, nipping at their heels? There you can see just in front of them, Nick de Groot battling with a car in front of him. Looks like that's not for position. That is a lap machine that de Groot was trying to get by. He's able to do so through 3 and 4 that time by, so look for him to try to pick up a little bit more speed, pick up the pace, because the race leader, he is there. He is coming. Speaking of being there, speaking of coming up through the field, Julian Altina making his way into the first car, one lap down into that lucky dog position, running in the 13th spot. Now him and his crew, they are out there pointing and screaming and yelling debris. They are looking for a caution to try to get themselves back onto the lead lap after a very early mistake here in the race. Put your pole sitter, early race leader, back behind the field, one lap down, sitting in the 13th position. A lot of drivers all single file now as the fastest man on track. Fresh tires for that 28 of Oscar Gonzalez. He makes his way back off of turn number 2 last time by. Fastest lap, 33:44. Fastest lap of the race going to Oscar Gonzalez. So he is picking him up and putting him down. Your race leader last time by, 34:25. This time by for Gonzalez. Let's see what he can grab out of the air. And caution flag flies. Oh my goodness, what has happened? We'll take a look back here. Let's see if we can't see what happened here. Looks like Tyler Bloom may have been involved in this one, getting a little bit of word. Let's see if we can't go back and figure out what happened here. We'll go back one more time, take a look. Oh my, and there you see hard impact from Tyler Bloom into that outside wall. We'll take another look at it from another advantage. Oh, and there you see Bloom just already with some trouble. So we'll... Oh, my goodness. That is just a hard impact with that outside wall. There you see drivers trying to take some evasive actions and maneuvers. And how he got that car to still run and get turned around and go to pit road, I do not know. But Tyler Bloom, he had some issues, let's just say. One last look at it. Hard impact into that outside wall. Almost nose first for Tyler Bloom, and that is going to put an end to the day. For the driver of that 69 machine, Tyler Bloom, hard impact. That's going to end his night. So we'll check back in at the front of the field as the drivers all come to pit road. Your race leader, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, brings the field down pit road. Looks like we have a few drivers possibly staying out there on track. Looks like Julian Altina gonna stay out on track, get himself back onto the lead lap, but I gotta wonder if he's got enough fuel to make it to the end. Nobody else has said whether they got enough for sure or not, so I'm sure the strategies and strategists out there trying to work everything on out. So with that being said, race fans, we're gonna step away for a brief commercial break. We'll be back with all your green flag action live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching Velocity Online Racing's California 300.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
As we come back live trackside, the Ford Mustang pace car lights are off. We'll get set to fire things back off one more time here, race fans. Driver at the front with control of the restart. Your race leader, the 11 of Luis Gonzalez Nunez. He'll have Matt Houston just behind him. Maxie Stang, Thomas Gessler, Oscar Fredrickson just behind them. Alex Van de Sant with a strong run, looking just outside your top 5. Ford Mustang pace car gonna make that left-hand turn. That means we're set to go back. Green flag racing once again. And on the gas, green flag flies once again here at Auto Club Speedway for the California 300, presented by our IndyCar. iRacing leads Nunez off to a great jump over Houston, trying his best to get back up there, trying to reel Nunez back in, but not able to do so. We've got some more battles going on. Look at that back there. through the field. Just behind Victor Santos, we've got more drivers battling out there. You can see that battle going on right there. Gary Godso involved in this three-wide battle back there. Alex Van de Sant also involved in that little battle. And Julian Altina having to come to pit road, and that's going to put him back down one lap as he is on pit road for his final service of the night. Looks like Altina gonna fall victim to the race leader and gonna fall back off of the lead lap. You're watching Gary Godso. He's trying to make his way up through the field as it looks like Nunez still keeping control of the field at the front. There you see the gap, 0.6 of a second over Matt Houston, not having anything for the race leader on this latest restart. Gessler slowly trying to close in the distance on Maxi Stang. Oscar Fredrickson nowhere to really be seen in this picture right now. Fredrickson well off the pace, 2.4 seconds off of your race leader. Field slowly closing in on the 100 lap mark, 150 laps scheduled in the official race distance. No fast repairs for these drivers here in Velocity Online Racing here on iRacing.com. So if they've got a mess up, they've got a problem, they pound the wall, that's it, that's all she wrote. Your race is on over, and it looks like we've had a few drivers with some issues out there. Gonna work through some of the timing and scoring, do a little bit of house cleaning. We had 36 drivers show up to the track, only taking your top 33 to the race. Tony Petty, Christian Jasper, as well as Bart Feuerstein not able to make the race here tonight. 33 drivers took to the starting grid. We have still got 22 drivers out there running on track with only 11 drivers left on the lead lap as Alex Van de Sant brings his machine to pit road. That's going to put him one lap down. So will he have enough to make it to the end? I believe he will. Most of these drivers able to go about 55 laps on the fuel and tires. So look for Van de Sant to make it to the end. Julian Altina going to be right there on the fuel window, but he is already sitting a one lap down and may have stopped for the final time here tonight as we watch the man at the front, your race leader, Luis Gonzalez, continue to lay down the laps. Back into turn number one here at the beginning of lap number 101, and he has slowly begun to build that gap, 1.4 seconds back to second place runner Matt Houston as we've got more drivers on to pit road. Oscar Gonzalez back to pit road. Oh my, that is going to put an end to his hopes on not just getting back onto the lead lap, but getting back inside that top five. Trouble for Gonzalez. Looking back at timing and scoring, and it looks like Alex Van de Sant had an issue, and around he goes off track. That's not going to be good. Back to pit road on a very, very long pit stop. We'll take a look back, see what happened here with Van de Sant. And there you see him just trying to get it wound up in contact, and that's going to be enough to put him well behind the field. Back up at the front with your race leader, Luis Nunez, trying to break the air, trying to break the draft, trying to get away from the field even more, because here comes Houston back with a run, 1.2 seconds back, and Houston scrapes the wall coming off of turn 2. Off of turn 4, I should say, scraping the wall. Driver in that second position, and that's going to let Maxi Stang catch up just a little bit. Stang 2.7 seconds back from your race leader, and now gaps beginning to grow. Gessler sitting 3.3 seconds back, but only 5/10, a half a second back out of a podium spot. There you can see driver trying to chase his way into a podium spot. Thomas Gessler trying to make a splash early here in season number 3. Back behind this battle, you can find another battle. Oscar Fredrickson, Nick DeGroot, Christopher Kresge, all right there battling. Not necessarily nose to tail, but all lined up. Small gaps between each one of these drivers, but they continue the hard racing here at Auto Club Speedway in the California 300, presented by our IndyCar iRacing leagues here for the Velocity Online Racing's season opener. Season number 3, round number 1, and some veterans have been called out. Some drivers have met the wall, and we have had ourselves one heck of a race here tonight from Auto Club Speedway. Luis Gonzalez continues to lead the field. Matt Houston right there running in second. Maxie Stang running in third. Fourth place to Thomas Gessler. Oscar Fredrickson rounds out your top 5. Nick DeGroot running in 6th. 7th place goes to Christopher Kresge in that 16 machine. Shane Coogan running right there in 8th. Jamie Jenkins right there in 9th. Rounding out your top 10 is Pau Rodriguez. Not a whole lot of battles on track. We'll go to this one right here. Battle between Gary Godso and Victor Santos. Santos trying to take that spot away from Godso, but not able to do so just yet, and they are flirting with disaster because they are very close to being put down one lap. Julian Altena, there you've seen it on your ticker, being scored now 2 laps down. Your pole sitter, your defending series champion, not making his track return the way he had it all planned out, now sitting way back through the field outside of the top 15, running in that 16th spot right now with less than 50 laps to go. The field continues green flag racing. Do they have enough to get to the end? We'll have to wait and see. Looks like most of the drivers on the pit road right around lap 92. But is that enough on the fuel mileage to get them to the end, as it looks like Santos goes to the top side as Godso has gotten away. Godso now with a 1 second advantage over Santos as Santos tries to make his way by some of the lap traffic. Back at the front of the field, there you can see, there you can find your race leader, Luis Nunez, as he continues to pick him up and put him down. 41 laps now remaining as he makes his way down the backstretch into turn number 3. 10 cars remaining on the lead lap. Battle hot and heavy back there for the first car to be scored 1 lap down between Gary Godso and Victor Santos. That battle slowly starting to go away as Santos is losing the ground. Nice, calm, easy ride at the front of the field for your race leader, Luis Nunez, right there running in that top spot, 2 seconds in front. Back across the stripe once again to begin lap number 112 out of the 150 scheduled in the official race distance. There you can see the drivers out of tonight's race. Multiple drivers with incidents relegating them back behind the pit wall and out of tonight's race. There you can see it starting at the 24th spot. We have had quite a few drivers caught up and caught out here tonight at Auto Club Speedway for the California 300, presented by our IndyCar iRacing leagues here for Velocity Online Racing's season number 3, round number 1 here at Auto Club. Gonna go back to one of our closest and only battles on track. There you can see Christopher Kresge. He's got Nick DeGroot right there with him. Those two drivers battling for position as Kresge trying to get up and around DeGroot, but not able to do so just yet. Houston slowly but surely closing that gap back down. 2.1 seconds now separates himself from Nunez. And I wonder if anybody's going to slowly start saving some fuel here. Maybe start running a different fuel map to get to the end rather than hit pit road. We'll have to wait and see if anybody's brave enough to risk it for the biscuit here in round number 1. Who is willing to do what they've got to do to get it to victory lane? Start off 2021 with a bang here for Velocity Online Racing right now. Looks like Luis Nunez is going to be the driver to put his name on the trophy here tonight. Battle that we were watching back here between Nick DeGroot and Christopher Kresge has dissipated. Kresge losing 1.2 seconds. He's slowly falling back into the clutches of the man behind him on the track. Shane Coogan trying to take away that 7th spot. Now Coogan running some fast times. 34.28 that last time by. Not too far off your race leader. We've got more drivers to pit road. Chad Lurdy to pit road, as well as Tyler. I apologize. Only one driver to pit road, as Alex Van Descent still down there trying to fix that machine. Still see if he can't get it out there and make a few more laps, possibly pick up a position or two by the end of this thing. We'll have to wait and see how all that shakes out and works out for him. Meanwhile, back trackside, Christopher Kresge still trying to keep Shane Coogan just behind him. 1 second separate those two drivers as he has lost touch with Nick DeGroot. DeGroot now 1.3 second advantage over Coogan. Drivers slowly but surely clicking these laps off. Long green flag runs here for Velocity Online Racing. We have had ourselves 2 sets of green flag pit cycle, just 3 cautions here tonight from Auto Club Speedway in the California 300 presented by our IndyCar iRacing leagues. So very fast pace here tonight at California Speedway. Luis Gonzalez continues to lead the field, and caution flag flies. Oh my goodness. Marcus Hudson with some trouble. We'll take a look back there. You see multiple drivers with some trouble. Let's see what happened here with the turn 3 replay. Oh, and there you see already. Oh my goodness. It looks like Chris Scala also involved in that one. Hard impact from John Christensen as well. We'll take a look. Oh my goodness. And that was Christensen and a few other drivers involved in that one. Oh my goodness. Looks like Marcus Houston as well as Michael Jeffries all involved in that one. We'll take one more look at it. We'll reload it here. Oh, and there you see that hard impact right into that outside wall. One more look at it. We'll see if we can't grab it from the blimp cam here. There you see that hard impact. Oh, that is one torn up race car. There you can see wheel dragon side pod no longer attached. That is going to spell some trouble, but that is also going to put these drivers in a very good position to come down, get their final 4 Firestone tires, fill up with fuel, have enough to make it to the end. So get ready, race fans. We're going to take a quick commercial break, then get back trackside. Stay right here to the run to the end, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Back just in time for the green flag. Luis Nunez gets off to a great jump. Looks like Matt Houston has a little bit of trouble on the restart. Maxie Stang right there with him. Thomas Gessler, Oscar Fredrickson all in tow. Your top 4 all nose to tail as they make their way off of turn number 2. Chasing the race leader there, you can see him snaking down the backstretch trying to break that slipstream, but not able to do so just yet, as the field's still right there all over that rear wing, as Nunez looking to go back to the bottom of the racetrack. Houston right there, Stang as well. Close battles going on back here. Here you can see a scrum of cars all packed up with each other. Nick DeGroot, Paul Rodriguez, Jamie Jenkins, Christopher Kresge, Shane Coogan, all mired right here in this pack. That is from about 6th on back. Battles on the restart have been pretty hot and heavy. Now making the pass. Christopher Kresge making the pass on Jamie Jenkins, had time by for the 8th position. But Jenkins not giving up just yet. Looks like Nick DeGroot up there trying to take away a position as well from Fredrickson, but not able to get there just yet. Now looking to dive to the inside is Kresge. He drops to the bottom, goes to the inside of Paul Rodriguez. Rodriguez looking for the crossover, back down to the bottom. Back down to the bottom of the racetrack goes Rodriguez. He's going to take that 7th spot back away from Kresge, as Kresge's stuck running that outside lane and way up the track. Way up the track, I believe that was Victor Santos going way up the track, as now Kresge looks back to the bottom. Big move there heading into turn number 3. We'll check back in with the front of the field. Your race leader now stepping out to a 1.1 second race advantage over Matt Houston. Houston still having to deal with Maxie staying right there in tow. Back up at the front, we'll go back up to this battle right here. Battle for second on the track, as Maxie Stang slowly starting to close the distance on Matt Houston. That is a battle for the second and third position. Thomas Gessler right there in fourth, ready to pounce if either of these drivers make a mistake. And Nunez has been able to step it on out. 1.2 race advantage for your leader. Well, John, at least the boss wrecked you and you didn't wreck the boss. It never works out if you wreck the boss, but you get a little leeway when they wreck you. So hopefully the team meeting goes a little bit better for you than tonight's race. Do apologize for your bad luck out there on track, but you know, sometimes that is just how the cookie crumbles right now at the front of the field, though. Luis Gonzalez Nunez sitting with a 1.5 second race advantage over Matt Houston. Just behind him, Maxie Stang, Thomas Gessler, and Oscar Fredrickson round out your top 5. One of the closest battles on track right now between Jamie Jenkins and Paul Rodriguez. That is for the 8th and 9th position, as Jenkins has taken that 8th spot back away. There you can hear and see, feel all these cars gassed up, making their way around this track with just 21 laps remaining. Nunez, since that green flag pit cycle that caught Julian Altena out, has led the race from that point on, and he is looking to capitalize on Altena's issues, Altena's troubles here tonight, and he is trying to put as much of a gap between himself and your defending series champion, your pole sitter here tonight for Velocity Online Racing's California 300, presented by our IndyCar iRacing League. Battle slowly starting to go away, as Jamie Jenkins has stepped off to a 6/10 of a second advantage over Rodriguez. So that battle is no longer a battle at all. 11 drivers left on the lead lap. Gary Godso sitting in that 11th and final position on the lead lap. Victor Santos sitting as the first car 1 lap down. Julian Altena sitting back in the 14th spot. After those troubles, you can see Altena not having the greatest of nights, being scored 2 laps down here tonight in the California 300. Back at the front, your race leader. No pressure at all, whether it's out front or behind. Luis Gonzalez has got cleared track both ways, and Matt Houston trying to make his way up there and see if he can't challenge Nunez in the last handful of laps. But if he doesn't get on it, he is not going to be able to close the distance in time. 1.8 seconds behind your race leader, and Houston has got to get going if he wants to get the job done tonight. Hard into the outside wall. Oh my goodness. Thomas Gessler, I believe that was, with some hard impact into that outside wall. We're taking a look around, trying to see if that's who that was. And it looks like indeed that's who that was. Hard impact with that outside wall for Gessler. He's going to drop 2 spots already as he tries to just limp his machine back around the track. There you can see him. Gessler with some trouble, and he's going to bring it to pit road. That machine has seen some better days. Tough break late in the race for Gessler. Back at the front, though, still maintaining that 1.8 second lead. Luis Gonzalez continues to dominate here late in the going. 1.8 second advantage for him over Matt Houston. Maxi Stang still right there in the 3rd spot. New face in 4th, Oscar Fredrickson. Nick DeGroot now round out your top 5. As Thomas Gessler, we've seen him make hard impact coming off of turn number 4 with that outside safer barrier. Unfortunately, not safe enough for Gessler as he pounded it, and he's going to end up behind or on pit road for quite some time. Looks like crew gonna go ahead and drop it off the jack. Gonna get him back out there on track, minimizing the damage, if you will, minimizing the loss. There you can see down there on the apron now rolling off of pit road. Thomas Gessler being scored down 2 laps now, and very well may end up going more laps down as we continue tonight's race. Gary Gotso on and off of pit road once again, as we have now got only 9 drivers left on the lead lap here in the California 300, presented by our IndyCar iRacing Leagues. 13 laps to go. The witching hour when race wishes come true. And who is going to have that happen here tonight? Looks like Nunez, as long as he doesn't see any troubles or issues with that outside wall. Looks like Nunez will put his machine into victory lane at the end of tonight's race. We'll have to wait another 12 laps to see how that all shakes out. Matt Houston still running in second, with your podium being rounded out by Maxi Stang. Back across the stripe, 11 laps to go for your race leader, Luis Nunez, still out to a 2.4 second race advantage over Matt Houston. Maxi Stang right there running in the 3rd spot, 1.4 seconds back from Houston. So a 4-second race advantage back to your final podium spot for your race leader. We'll run down your top 5. Oscar Fredrickson running right there in 4th position, 6.4 seconds back from your race leader. Nick DeGroot rounds out your top 5. He is about 8 seconds off of the race leader. Jamie Jenkins right there in 6th. 7th to Christopher Kresge. Paul Rodriguez running in 9th. Shane Coogan in the 9th position. And Victor Santos rounds out your top 10. Santos sitting the first car down 1 lap. So it has been an absolute torrent pace. That time by 33.73 for the race leader. Nobody even close to that on the speed charts. Christopher Kresge, only driver to be close, with a 33.78 last time by. This time by, your race leader picks up the pace just a little bit as he continues to smash down the laps here on the stopwatch, slowly making his way into some back markers. And with a big gap, and he makes the move. Does not hesitate, does not wait. Drops to the bottom there in turn number 3. Does away with the back marker fairly easily, fairly quickly. And Nunez now with another stretch of clear, clean air in front of him, as we have only got 8 laps to go here, as the 11 continues to lead the field, continues to dominate the second half of the season opener here in round number 1, season 3 for Velocity Online Racing here on iRacing.com. If you haven't already, race fans, go ahead and throw these drivers a thumbs up. Click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Darkside Dave, and the Cave, or anybody else back at the headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you stopping by, whether you're the casual fan, friend, or family. We appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you tune in. Nunez down into turn number 3, gonna bring the field back to the stripe. 6 laps remaining this time by. And not letting off of the pace one bit as your race leader. You would think that Nunez may back it down just a little bit to make sure he can get to pit road. Now Nunez with a little bit of connection issue. Looks like that all straightens itself out, but you would think with a 3.8 second advantage that he would be a little bit more cautious, a little bit more methodical, safe maybe, and just kind of let the back markers have at it and go back on by. But that is not how races are won. That's not how championships are put in the bag. You have got to be out on it lap after lap. High five for your race leader, Luis Nunez, as he crossed the line. 5 laps to go as he now makes his way down the backstretch. Nunez continuing to lead here as the laps have begun to finally click down to single digits. Under 5 to go for your race leader, Luis Nunez, as he tries to capitalize on some early trouble from your back-to-back-to-back champion, Julian Altona, your pole sitter here tonight for the California 300. He's had some trouble, and this man has looked to capitalize on it and make some gains very early here in season number 3. He's going to walk away leading the most laps here tonight, and more than likely, barring anything catastrophic or a big-time equipment failure, looks like the 11 of Luis Nunez going to go to victory lane here in round number 1 in season number 3 for Velocity Online Racing. Drivers still out there trying to get all they can get. Still 17 drivers out there on the track putting down their laps. Want to give a big shout out to this man right here. Down multiple laps, but still out there getting all that he can. Driver of that 56 machine, Jim Herrick, making a good run here out of some unfortunate circumstances. Final lap, white flag flies for the race leader, Luis Nunez. Going to take the white flag just one more time around. But as I was saying about Jim Herrick, just out there, perseverance, hard work, staying on the track as long as you can, picking up multiple positions here. That's going to pay off later on in the season, but paying off with a great run here tonight, walking off of turn number 4 back to the tri-oval, gonna cross the stripe. Checkered flag flies, your race winner here for the first time in season number 3, the 11 of Luis Nunez. Driver finishing in the second spot, Matt Houston, third place, and rounding out your podium, Maxie Stang crosses the line to end his California 300 here, presented by our IndyCar iRacing leagues. Whew, my goodness, race fans, what an incredible night of racing it has been here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Do appreciate you bearing with us through our little bit of technical difficulties at the beginning of tonight's race, and there you can see Nunez bringing his car to a slow, gonna enjoy his little bit of celebrations. And with that being said, we're gonna take a brief commercial break, get things set up for the post-race interview, so don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Getting things set up and ready to go. Still looks like we've got a little bit of audio troubles trying to get everybody locked in and where they need to go. Let's see if we can't jump in and grab a few words with some of the drivers out there finishing on the podium here tonight. Looking around to try to see if we've got some of our podium finishers here tonight, and it looks like we've got Matt Houston out there on the channel. So let's see if we can't catch in a few words with the driver walking away with the second position here tonight. Driver of that 66 machine sponsored by Race First, Matt Houston. Is Dave in the booth? You got a copy?
Hey, I got you. Do you have me?
Absolutely. Gotcha, man. Heck of a race, heck of a finish. Way to start the season off here in season number 3, walking away with a podium spot. So, with all that being said, my man, how was the race from your point of view? How was it from your seat?
It was pretty clean. I had a really great qualifying position. I was not expecting it at all, but the team helped with that, and started P2 and finished P2. So pretty happy with that. Was able to lead some laps early on, but all good on Lewis. I didn't have anything for him there at the end. He just seemed to drive away in that clean air much better, and I just couldn't keep up with him.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to allude to something here that you mentioned, a little bit of trouble there for Julian on one of the green flag pit cycles. How did you handle those old tires coming to pit road, getting it down to speed, and getting back off of pit road? It seemed like that may have caught a few of the drivers out there kind of off guard a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you what, I certainly practiced it in the practice sessions that we had, and I was extra conservative with it. I think when we had that green flag stop, I ended up being like 2 or 3 seconds behind Lewis. So you should ask him on how he was able to stay up with it, get in and out much quicker than I certainly could.
Well, my man, it was a great race, a great run for you and the 66 crew. Next week, we kind of head to a different style track, somewhat of I kind of model it after a Darlington, Twin Motegi, a little bit different layout than most tracks that we're used to going to. How do you and the team feel looking forward after a great podium this week? How do you look forward to next week?
That's another, it's a 1.5 miler, but it doesn't drive anything like a 1.5 miler. We're going to really look forward to that one. Probably one of my favorite tracks because it's kind of a driver's oval here in the IndyCar, and I'm pretty psyched for it, and I'm glad it's on the schedule this season.
Well, my man, once again, congratulations on a great run here at the beginning of season number 3. So before we let you go and enjoy the rest of the night, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that car?
Yeah, I've got a lot of thank yous, in fact. So first of all, thanks to my smoking hot wife for supporting me in all of my sim racing endeavors. Thank you to Dave Stedman, Isaac Morris, and Dakota DeMade, especially Isaac. He really he figured out the setup here, and I basically ran that entire race with the particular tweaks that he was running. So definitely cheers out to him. He was involved with some early incident and was not able to continue, but cheers to him.
All right, my man. Well, hopefully you can continue your streak of luck here in season number 3 next week at Twin Motegi, and we'll look to catch up with you then. So have yourself a good night, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks to Turn 3 for broadcasting. Thanks, Dave.
Well, there you have it. Some final few words from the driver finishing in the second position here tonight, and we'll see now if we can't catch in a few words with the driver that walked away with the race win here in round 1 of season number 3. Let's see if our race winner, Luis Nunez, has got a copy. Luis, you got me?
I got you.
Hey, my man. Heck of a way to start the season off, walking away in victory lane here. Starting the new year in the new season off in fashion. Heck of a job.
Oh, was so hard. I was in the training all this week, in the 2 seasons free practice. I tried to check the RV, the white jacket. It's really hard. I saw a lot of people with more faster than me. It's like wow, it's gonna be hard. But I use the same configuration when I use it in the official races. So I tried to say my teammate Oscar. Unfortunately, he went to the pit stop. He got the yellow flag. So we thought about the same strategy to go before, but yeah, different thing. But I used the same on the first the first 50 laps. I very chill. Okay, let's calm down this because it's on 150 laps. But after when I saw stay behind the Julian and Matt, um, I say, well, maybe have the exactly set up for the race. So I really chill when I saw Julian go for the pit stop. It's like, wow, okay, so he lost the one lap. So yeah, he told me that he's pitting. So yeah, I'm so happy for that. I really happy. Start with the 2021 with the victory here, and yeah, finally here.
Well, my man, you said it right there. Finally able to walk away with the victory. Did it in style here. Race number 1. Next week we head to a little bit of a different track, but I look forward to seeing you finish that track off just like you did here, up in a podium position. So once again, congratulations on a great race win. Great way to start off the season. Before we let you go, though, Luis, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that car?
Yeah, for sure. I will always do it with you, Dave. I want to say something in English and Spanish too. So I want to say thank you
Absolutely.
for my team. It's now 4 or 3 in the morning, and they're in Spain, so they hold me for a spotter for everything. So I thank you for all my team, Ibardi. Thank you for Javi, Inigo, Frosty, Neki too. Neki's Oscar, so sorry for that. And Cheche too, everybody in my team. En Spanish quiero darles gracias a todos. También gracias por el apoyo que me están dando en Chile. Yo sé que las cosas con el coronavirus no están bien y todo lo demás, pero espero que con este minuto de alegrías que le he dado a mis padres, a mi padre José, a mi madre Dina, se hayan alegrado por mí. Así que esta victoria no es para mí, sino es para ellos, que me han estado apoyando en todo esto. Y nada, muchas gracias a ellos. Basically, thank you for my father for the support. This victory is not for me, it's for them. Everything for them, because they support me a lot. My mother, my father. So thank you so much for these 2 guys, and thank you. I love you, and see you in Motegi. Very hard, very strong. I know Nittegrad is very strong in this race, but we're gonna fight for get the podium maybe, or the first position. I don't know, but we're gonna fight.
All right, my man. Well, once again, congratulations on a great way to start the season off. We look forward to catching up with you at trackside next week and all throughout the season. A heck of a way to start off the year. So go and enjoy yourself a little bit more celebration. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say thank you, Julian, for the good championship. Of course, is the process for something good. So now this is streaming, so maybe next time is for more things. So congratulations, Julian, for that, and keep strong, keep going, and to be good for maybe 1 year more. So don't give up for this. So they do good things. And thank you, David, for the streaming, for everything. So thank you.
All right, well, there you have it. Some good final parting words for the driver walking away in victory lane here in race number 1 for season number 3 in the Velocity Online Racing League. Walking away with the victory. There you see him, man on the screen, driver of the 11 machine, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, walking away in 2021 as the first race winner. You heard him give a big shout out to Julian Altina, back champion here in Velocity Online Racing, not having a good race night here tonight, not beginning the season the way he would like. And sounds like the producer's hitting those buttons. You know what that noise is. You know what that means, race fans. Time to run down your unofficial race results here tonight for Velocity's Online Racing's California 300, presented by our IndyCar Racing Leagues. Luis Gonzalez Nunez walking away with the race win. Matt Houston finishing in second. Maxie staying right there in the 93, rounding out your podium here tonight. Oscar Fredrickson walking away in fourth. Fifth goes to Nick DeGroot. Jamie Jenkins right there in the 6th spot. The 16 of Christopher Kresge slotting home in 7th. Paul Rodriguez gonna come home in the 8th spot. 9th goes to Shane Godson. 10th of Victor Santos. Dave Stedman gonna walk away in 11th. 12th place goes to the 3 of Gary Godso. The 1 of Julian Altada after walking away with the pole position. Not having a good night. Speeding penalty on the pit road relegates his night 2 laps down, finishing in the 13th spot. Thomas Gessler with some hard contact towards the ends of the race. He's going to finish in 14th. 15th goes to Marcus Hudson. The 97 of Chad Lurdy going to come home in 16th. 17 goes to Jim Herrick. Chris Scala going to walk away in 24th. 25th position here tonight, Robert Sadler. Evan Coleman gonna walk away in 26th. 27th goes to Dakota DiMaggio. And Derek Perino gonna walk away in 28th. 29th goes to Christian Alesio. In the 81 machine, Anthony Concha gonna finish in 30th. 31st goes to Caleb Smith. Craig Forsyth slotting home in 32nd. 33rd goes to Isaac Morris. Bart Feuerstein gonna finish in 34th. 35th to Tony Patty. And Christian Jasper gonna round out the field for tonight's race. What a race it was, race fans. Do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in each and every week here to the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the headquarters. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 Racing headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you. And with that being said, it's a new year, but stay safe, stay loved. Until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.